I've been doing Little Did I Know for several years now, and every once in a while a story comes up that makes me wonder why it took so long for me to get around to it. And this week is one of those stories. It's an icon of Central Oregon. It's one of the only restaurants I know that literally has trees growing in the middle of it. Yep, it's the Pine Tavern. But it hasn't always been the Pine Tavern. Let's go back to the beginning.
1919. Maren Gribskov and Martha Betchen have both graduated from Oregon Agricultural College. They get a touring car and tour the state of Oregon looking for a place to start a restaurant and decide on Bend because Bend has just this booming lumber economy. There's a lot of bachelors working in the mills, a great payroll, coming out of that. Lots of single teachers in the newly formed school district. They really see the opportunity in Bend.
The original restaurant on Bond Street actually ran on wood and electricity. Thanks. The wood was for cooking, and that newfangled technology was for helping feed the masses.
They used the electricity to run the steam table, and they set up a cafeteria, which is a complete novelty for Bend.
Maren and Martha graduated from Oregon Agricultural College, or OAC, what we now know as Oregon State University. So they decided to call their new venture OAC. But after countless confused reactions from friends when they told them the name, they decided to change it and have a little fun doing it.
Their, customers would go, "Oh, I see." And so they changed the name of the cafeteria to OIC.
Eventually, Martha fell in love and went off to enjoy married life. But her sister said, "Maren, let's take this thing to the next level."
In 1935, Maren and Martha's sister, Eleanor Betchen, decide to go in on building a brand new restaurant. They actually get loans and they build brand new what we know today as the Pine Tavern Restaurant at the foot of Oregon. They opened December 19th, 1936.
So think about it. In the middle of the Depression, two determined women from Central Oregon put up their shingle and gave it all they had.
In the 50s, they did a big remodel and created the garden patio and enclosed around the two giant pine trees that you can still see the trunks inside the restaurant today.
Eleanor was the brains and Maren was the face and the magic.
Very much known for her smorgasbords, very much known by the 50s for going there after skiing. So après-ski, showed up in the ads for Pine Tavern quite a lot.
Now, they say all good things must come to an end, but in the case of the Pine Tavern, they really just went from one chapter into the next.
They own the Pine Tavern until 1967, when they finally sell and retire. And that year, she was honored as Bend's Citizen of the Year in 1967. So Maren was a very beloved, very active member of the community.
Now, in the 80s, Bert Bender and Joe Santarusa purchased the Pine Tavern. They saw Central Oregon go from bust to boom.
Joe was actually killed in a plane accident in 1997, and Bert passed away in 2009. But Bert's daughter and wife kept the restaurant going for many years. So you end up in a situation where two very headstrong, independent ladies still keep the Pine Tavern going through, the 2000s and up until just a couple years ago when the McCormick family took it over.
Bill McCormick took over in 2014, and I think he saved the Pine Tavern Restaurant. And so when people come here, they know it's significant, they know it's historic, and it's nice to be a part of the fabric of the city.
For Central Oregon Daily News, I'm Scott Elness.